I'm gonna make this an open fist video because I haven't made one of these in a while. So if you can't see anything, that's on purpose. I'm not gonna be Darth Vadering up the voice anymore. But I still am not gonna show my face. First of all, speaking in that vein, I have to give a shout out actually to my wife. Before there was a Tommy Sotomayor that I knew about anyway. Before there was a Tommy Sotomayor, I wanted to kind of do the type of thing that he's doing, but just for fun. Because back when the internet didn't have videos, I used to have a page that I did, and it was kind of like a Sergeant Willie Pete thing. The page is gone now, even though I didn't want it taken down. They just didn't want to host it for free anymore, so they took it down. I had a Sergeant Willie Pete type thing, kind of like the Misanthropic Bitch back in the day. So I was actually Willie Peting and Tommy Sotomayor before they were doing it. But my thing wasn't just specifically black, it was black as the point of origin. So then I stopped doing it, got into other things, other real expressions of art and stuff. And then when we went Internet 2.0, I thought about coming back and doing it, but Sergeant Willie Pete did it, so cool, fine. And then I said, well, you know what? I should go ahead and get back into this thing. But then my wife was like, no, you can't show your face. You can't show your face because people are going to go off and get mad at you. I mean, they may even stalk you and try to harm your family. And I thought she was full of shit. But she was right. She was basically scared that what's happening to Tommy was going to happen to us. So, and I had no idea, I had no clue. So, anyway, for that, I got to give a shout out to my wife, who very rarely listens to this channel anyway. But, so when she does, I hope she feels good that I'm giving her a shout out. But anyway, on to the point of this message. People gonna call me a hater. They're probably gonna call me a racist for saying this, but it's the truth. If you're a single black person, and I'm particularly, I think, talking to black women here, but men too, if you're a single black person and you want to get married, you have to get away from white people. Why? Is it because I think white people are evil and I hate them and I hate, interracial dating, anything like that? No. It's because most people don't date interracially. Or if they date interracially, most people don't marry interracially. So you're going to stand a better chance of finding a mate if you're around people who will actually go out with you. So in that case, your odds are it's just going to be, you'll probably have an easier time finding a mate if you're around people that are in your racial or ethnic group. So that means if you're a black American, you might have more luck among black Americans and vice versa. Now, on the same time, saying all that, if you're still single by the time you're about 35, 45 and up, you do need to diversify your options, yes. I wouldn't just stay with the same type of black that you are. You need to broaden your horizons as much as you can within the black pool, and even, dare I say, within a non-white pool, if you can get away with it. But you got to realize that in this racial hierarchy world, you're trying to date somebody that's lighter skinned than yourself, even we got that going on in the black community, it can be a problem. And the thing is, a lot of times, like with racism, I've noticed that non-racist white people don't always know when other white people are racist. Or if they do, they don't tell me a lot of times. Some will, but most don't. So they may not notice if somebody's prejudiced or racist because it's not directly affecting them. And I don't blame them for that. Because I remember there was a time when I didn't notice black racism. I didn't really notice when black people were prejudiced against people that weren't black because they weren't being prejudiced towards me. But one day, I remember my epiphany was when a black woman said something about a white friend of mine that made me think, if a white person has said that, I'd be pissed off. And I checked her on it. And then she was dismissive towards me, just like white people are dismissive. Well, let me stop. White racists are dismissive towards non-racist white people. It was the same thing. It was just in blackface. But oddly enough, still in standard English. So, my point is, your well-meaning friends who are not black may be trying to find people for you to date, but they really can't, because the people who would be likely to take you home and actually marry you are not your color. Are not their color. They're your color. You're not around them. Let's just face it. Now, can you get sex? I'm sure you can get sex. I'm sure you can get all the interracial sex that you want. Fine. But if you're looking to wife up, husband up, boo up, or whatever, man, unless if you got a lot of money, well, of course, if you're rich. I don't see color. Yeah, she does. She sees the color of your money. She sees green. That's what she sees. So don't be fooled by that. Women, there are a lot of white guys that don't mind sleeping with a black chick. But marriage, no. Now, that's not to say that I don't know of some interracial married couples. I've known a few. Yes, a few. Because most of the married couples that I know, the people are the same race. Did Open Fist make that up? No. Is that something that Open Fist thinks is beautiful? Open Fist doesn't really care. I don't care. That's their marriage. I got my own marriage that I need to work out. But I'm just giving you this tip. Okay? If you are a black person, particularly talking to black women, but some black guys too, I've seen, me get mixed up in this. If you're black, you're still single, you want to be in a relationship, you're hanging around a bunch of white folks, maybe you need to hang around with less white folks. Now, once you stop hanging around with so many white folks and start hanging around more black folks, don't go get the most ghetto black people you can find. Just start hanging out with your relatives more. The type of family that produced you. Hang around with those type of black people. Start hanging around with your cousins more and just tell them, I'm looking for blah, blah, blah. Your family will have your back. So go through your relatives and ask if they know people. Because birds of a feather are flocked together, and that way you can find somebody decent. Open Fist, peace. I'm out.